I don't know about you, but if you are running cold email and you see a dashboard like this in Smartlead, I don't know what do I have to change in my campaigns. It is not clear. But what about this? This gives me actionable steps on what I need to take a look at. Reply rate, positive replies, call conversation, bounce rate, everything is color coded. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to automatically have a dashboard like this for your cold email campaigns. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to need is to have the actual Notion dashboard to host all the information. So here is how all the properties look like inside of this database. The main thing that we need is the campaign ID in Smartlead, which we can find very easily going into the campaign, and in the URL, this is the ID. This is going to be used for the future automation that we are going to be building, so it can search for the current campaign. Other things that I have, the raw numbers of the campaign, like total emails sent, bounce emails, bounce rate. This is a formula. The number of replies, the positive replies, all these will be brought into Notion via the automation. And then, since in Notion we have everything connected, I also have my leads database inside of Notion and my clients database, so we can see like how many appointments did we get from this and how many conversions did we get from this. So here from this campaign, I can already see that I have gotten one appointment and the revenue that this campaign has given me, which is going to give me the ROI of the campaign. Then with formulas, we can get the reply rate, positive reply rate, positive reply to appointment, and appointment conversion. And here below, I have the actual progress of the campaign, like which is the list size, how many leads have not started the campaign, which means that they have not received any email, how many leads are in progress, which means that they have received an email, but they have not finished receiving all the emails that they should receive, how many leads have completed. And here the progress, which is leads completed divided by list size. Okay. Also here I have a place to drop, which is the script that we are using for this cold email campaign. If we get into the script, we can see when did we start using the script and which are the scripts that we are using. Okay, so this is all the information that we need inside of our Notion system to then visualize it in this way over here. This is a very complex formula, honestly, that I have built with Notion AI. So I have told Notion AI all the things that I want in this formula, which is basically the different metrics that we want to calculate and the target for each metric, and then the emoji output for each of them. And then that tells me which is the active script and for how many days we've been using this script. So for example, from what I can see now is the reply rate here is fine, but the positive reply rate is not very good. So this means that I should take a look at this script because it's already 46 days old and it's not working as I expect according to this target. Okay, so this is the Notion system. Now, how do we get all the information inside of this Notion system? Let's go back to Smartlead, and this automation is being done in make.com. Okay, it's this simple automation over here. So step number one will be to list all the campaigns with limit, whatever limit you want. This is a Smartlead endpoint that is going to give us all the campaigns that we have run inside of Smartlead. So first you will have to connect your Smartlead account, which is very, very easy to do. If you are asked for the API key, you will just have to go into Smartlead, go to your settings, and then here you can see your Smartlead API key. And once you have connected your API key, you will be able to run this module. Now, this is going to give us all the campaigns. So the next step that we want is to filter the status to only accept the active campaigns, which means the campaigns that are currently running. Now in Make, we don't have a build module to get the campaign statistics. So we need to do an API request. And as you can see here, the setup is very simple. We only need to use this URL over here and pass it the campaign ID from the previous step. So this is going to be the ID of the first active campaign that we have inside of Smartlead. And then after API key equal, then we paste our API key again. And that is it. parse response? Yes. So this is parsed in JSON format. So the next step of the automation can read it properly. And then since we already have the campaign ID, now we are going to be using that ID for finding the campaign inside of Notion, which we do with this search objects module. This is the database that I'm using. And if you remember, in Notion, we have the the property called ID. And this is the property that we are using to filter and to find which is the campaign inside of Notion. So ID number equals the ID that we got from the previous module, which is this one over here. And this is going to get us the campaign, because every time that we want to update something in Notion, first we need to locate what we need to update and then update it. So this is what we are doing over here. First we are locating and then we are updating. Now that we have located, which is the campaign, here in update database item, we use here the page ID that have been output from the previous step, and then all the data that came from our HTTP request on the previous step, which is the reply count, the positive replies, the leads in progress, the leads not started, the leads completed, bounce rate, total email sent, lead size. So all these different numbers, we're just mapping them with the actual properties inside of Notion. So let's run it so we see how it works. Okay, so what has happened here is this has found this active campaign 590, which is the same one. This campaign has been paused. Then this other campaign is active. So this is the one that is going to continue the whole automation, which we can see here that only one has passed the filter. Then this HTTP request is going to get all the data from the actual campaign, because if you look at the previous step, we don't get any campaign statistics. Then this module will find which is the actual page where we have all the campaign data, and then this one is going to update it. So if we go to Notion, this campaign has been updated with the newest information, and we can still see that we have a positive replies issue. So we have to do something about it. Then some things that can be added to this is linking this to our task database. So for example, if we are reviewing what's going on with this campaign, okay, positive replies is not good, script is old, okay, maybe I have to review this script. So we could create a task that tells us, okay, we have to review the script because his positive replies is not greater than 25%. And we can bake this part of the system into the systems that we are already using, like project management, even finances or clients, as I've done over here to get the revenue per campaign. So the objective is that this dashboard becomes the end and the single source of truth for everything cold email. And as you can see, once it's set up, this automation is being run daily at midnight, which means that this will always be updated all the time. So this was just a tiny example of everything that can be built in Notion. And since we already have everything in Notion, everything can be connected to it. For me, it's one of Notion's biggest advantages. I've been building similar systems inside of Notion for over 5 years. So if you want that I take a look at your current company operations and map out what you would need exactly inside of a system like this, book a call with me below so we can have a chat. That is it for today, guys. And as always, hasta la próxima.